off the successes of Hannah Montana and Wizards, because they knew those series were their biggest. And that's the interesting thing when you're talking about shows of today like Liv and Maddie and Austin&Ally and Dog with a Blog and Bunked. So many incredible shows, but it took them years to finally rebound off the successes of Hannah Montana and Wizards. And it's going to take them a while before they rebound off the success of Austin&Ally, which was really one of their contributing shows to the success that it saw when it eventually rebounded off of Wizards and Hannah Montana, and all the success those shows brought them. But I am just as sad as all of you guys, because as I said, I can't believe this series is ending. I refused to believe and didn't want to believe this show was ending. I remember all the promotion it received early on, how much people were talking about it on social media. So many people were blown away by the emotion, just how unbelievable the characters were, how unpredictable the characters were, and I really appreciate unpredictability that's coming from Disney stars, because I don't think we ever get enough of that. I think the more unpredictable a character is, for a Disney show, even Stan, the Dog with a Blog character, the dog that talks. So many people know he talks, the young family members and the parents don't know. He talks along with other cast members. Even Stan on times is very unpredictable, and I really appreciate how unpredictable a Disney character and show can be, and I hope that more unpredictable characters and shows are derived at the finales of Jessie back in October and now Austin&Ally here in early January of 2016. I would have liked to have seen this show last a little bit longer, probably go on until at least April or May. That would have bring us up to the spring of 2016 and gave us a few extra months to enjoy what Austin&Ally would have given us. But the thing is, when you get to a series final season, usually the series is watered down. We don't get as many episodes in a season, and it's just rushed. They want to get to the series finale, and they want to do something else with their life. And usually we see season 6 or 7 usually cut down from 25 episodes to maybe 15 if we're lucky. For instance, Hannah Montana Forever, I think, was about 12 or 13 episodes as opposed to 21 or 22 episodes, which on average is what you would see for Hannah Montana or Wizards or any episode of a series like we are seeing now with I Didn't Do It or Bunked. Usually it's cut down, and obviously that's what they did with the final season of Austin&Ally. Now, how will Disney rebound off of Austin&Ally being cut short? Obviously, Girl Meets World is their show to fall back on. I know I'm going back to Roland Blanchard and Sabrina Carpenter here, but really they don't care. It seems that a show like Austin&Ally was getting ready to end for a while. It was being talked about. It was being rumored, just as Liv and Maddie's series finale has been rumored for a while, since 2013. And the unprecedented success that Dove Cameron gave that show for Disney. Obviously, they don't care because they know Girl Meets World is going to last at least 6 seasons. And this is the show that they really have to really thrive off of and extend off of because of how popular characters like Roland Blanchard as Riley Matthews, and of course we had Sabrina Carpenter as Maya on the show. Obviously, they know how popular these characters and these celebrities are, and they're going to want to make this show last as long as they possibly can through 6 seasons, getting the kids up to the point where they graduate high school and determine what their futures have in store, which is why I'm really excited to see new episodes of Girl Meets World, new seasons, and to see what each individual character is going to contribute to the series, the spin-off of Boy Meets World from back in the 90s. Other than that, you have this new show, Best Friends Wherever, where the friends have the ability to time travel, with new Disney stars being promoted on that. There's not enough promotion put behind that. Again, that's why I say that with Austin&Ally ending, it's more of an opportunistic time than it is a sad time, because you take a look at a show like Bunked or Best Friends Wherever, where they have the ability to time travel. I mean, how much promotion is Best Friends Wherever really receiving? I don't think they're receiving enough, and I think that now with this show getting ready to end, we are hours away from the series finale of Austin&Ally, which is expected to have some of the highest ratings Disney Channel has had in a long time. I think now the promotion for Best Friends Wherever is going to pick up. I think more shows are going to be given the chance to premiere from Disney, and who's to say we may see a Austin&Ally cast member get their own show off the success they had with Austin&Ally when they were overshadowed by Laura Moreno and Ross Lynch's characters. So the opportunity could be handed the way of an Austin&Ally cast member, a former cast member, to come back on their own show. Maybe Trish probably will even get her own show, probably even Laura Moreno. Just to say that Ross Lynch is saying goodbye to Disney doesn't mean that Laura Moreno is also getting ready to say goodbye to Disney. I mean, look at Ariana Grande. Victorious gave her so much success, and then she came back with her own show, Sam and Cat, joining up with Jeanette McCurdy off iCarly, combining the two concepts. Sure, only 35 episodes were gotten in because of the friendship of Ariana Grande and Jeanette McCurdy lasting no time. But the thing is, we could see an Austin&Ally cast member come back with their own show, which is usually what they do, basing it off the success of how they had a success with the show they were previously on. So we've seen stranger things happen, and we could see a lot of Austin&Ally cast members return on probably even more than one show. The chances are really endless for that to happen, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if we did see someone like Laura Morano or even Trish from the show return on their own show. That would be fun to see, and it would give us another opportunity to see more done with what Austin&Ally left us with. But a lot of people are really sad about this. My heart does go out to all of you guys, and again, I'm expecting Disney to have some of the highest viewerships and ratings for a series finale like Austin&Ally, which is going to be one of the biggest series finales in a really long time. There's also a really unique song which you can actually watch on YouTube and download on iTunes. It's called 2 in a Million. It's kind of a spin-off of Hannah Montana's 1 in a Million from back in 2004, 2005, early on in the series. I think it was by season 2. They had 1 in a Million come out, and this one is called 2 in a Million. It's collaborated by both Ross Lynch and Laura Morano. Of course, it reflects back on the memories of Austin&Ally and their love they've had for one another and shared for a long time. And it's a pretty unique concept. Ross Lynch's character, Austin Moon, gets to the point where he can't live without Laura Morano's character, Ally, and he asks Laura Morano's character, Ally, to marry him. And then we're kind of left hanging, trying to figure out what Ally's response is going to be to Austin Moon. Will she agree to marry him and spend the rest of her life with him? That's a unique twist. Again, so many unpredictable twists and so many unpredictable storylines have been derived from Austin&Ally. And I think one of the things the show has never been given enough credit for is its uncanny ability to create and desire to want to create something special, create a storyline, because it hasn't been since Hannah Montana and Wizards since we've seen a storyline created for any Disney Channel show the way we've seen created for Austin&Ally. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate and how much they've created a storyline for something like Austin&Ally, because a storyline is something that's really important, and that's something I really enjoy seeing from Girl Meets World, which is something I don't think we see enough of. Some Disney Channel shows that try to stay away from creating a storyline because they don't want to create a storyline. That's something I'm hoping for Bunked and I Didn't Do to eventually create our storylines later on in the series. No matter by the time you get to season 4 or 5, we need some kind of storyline created, because that's what really leaves fans hanging and talking about shows, more so than just seeing one episode from another with a different theme and never a storyline created. I know it's really hard for fans to understand, given the age demographic of Disney fans, what the storyline actually is, but it's really simple when it comes to Austin&Ally. Austin Moon, Ross Lynch's character, loves Laura Morano's character, Ally, and they go through so many trials and tribulations of a relationship, and eventually they get to a point where they realize they can't live without one another, and we try to figure out what Ally's answer is going to be to Austin Moon, Ross Lynch's, in the way of spending their lives together. So, in turn, I really think there's a lot that can be done with this show, and in the way of a series finale, I mean, you really can't go wrong with this. Again, it's really easy to follow, more so than some other shows have been. It's not like it's a teen show that's very difficult and very challenging to understand. I've watched a lot of teen shows, like The Vampire Diaries and Teen Wolf, and even Degrassi, the new Class one. And I've been trying to figure out, what the storyline is and what the show is really all about. And there have been more times than enough I've caught myself in being very conflicted on how I feel about the direction of a show in terms of a creative direction. And without a doubt, Austin&Ally headed in a creative direction, a far more creative direction than any show of its time. And that really says a lot. And that's what I really hope to get out of a show like Best Friends Wherever, Bunked, Dog with a Blog, Girl Meets World. More storylines being created will create ratings and create a tremendous amount of publicity and really get people talking about the future of Disney Channel, which has a very promising future, especially with this new on-demand app, which is called Watch Disney Channel. It's really simple to use. It's really simplified, and you can watch all your favorite Disney Channel shows on the go whenever you want to. Let's say you miss a favorite episode of Disney Channel and you want to get caught up on, say, a series finale like Austin&Ally tonight. You're not around to see it. Now, the on-demand app available on Google Play and the App Store gives you the chance to do it. It's called Watch Disney Channel, and it's never been easier before to watch Disney Channel in both the U.S. and Canada with this new app becoming available now and receiving a lot of promotion. So I really appreciate the direction Disney is headed in. Austin&Ally series finale, I know a lot of people are really conflicted about it. I can't say that I blame you again. My heart goes out to all of you, and you got to keep in your minds, guys, based off what happened with Victorious and Sam and Cat only getting in 35 episodes, at least we did see Ariana Grande and Jeanette McCurdy brought back for a new show, and we could see the same thing happen for cast members of Austin&Ally. Stranger things have happened. For instance, Jessie, it was a no-time flat. Bunk premiered, and off the premiere of Bunk, we actually had the premiere of Bunk before we had the series finale of Jessie, so they gave something for the cast members of Jessie to do before Jesse had its series finale in October, so they had plenty of time to introduce us to a show, reintroduce us to the characters of Jesse in new roles like Peyton List and some of the other Jesse cast members. It was a no-time flat. Bunk became one of the established shows on Disney, so the same thing could happen for Laura Morano and Ross Lynch off of Austin&Ally or some other cast member from that show. We have seen it happen for Jesse and Bunked recently, and we could see it happen again. So keep that in the back of your minds, along with every other project Disney may throw the way of people you remember from these past shows. And it's also been discussed over time, if they were to bring back a Disney Channel show, which show would it be in this era? In 2016, which Disney Channel show that has been canceled after their series finale had so much publicity? What Disney Channel show would be brought back? I have said Wizards. I have said even Hannah Montana, with a new Hannah Montana character portrayed by a new actress. So many great shows, probably even Stevens. There are so many shows out there that could be brought back if ever the chance was given to bring back a Disney Channel show from the early thousands or from 2010 upward. I mean, there are so many shows that are favorites of so many Disney fans, and we could either see a new show premiere with cast members of Austin&Ally or some other Disney show, or we could see a Disney Channel show brought back. There are still chances of that, and many other scenarios we've looked at over the years, from happening. There's not saying that it's not going to, but there is a chance that it could. And I really am excited to see what the future has in store for everybody, because I really think that even though I haven't been the biggest Ross Lynch fan, nor the biggest Laura Morano fan, I still think the best years of a career like Ross Lynch has yet to be witnessed by both himself and all of his fans. And unquestionably, there are millions of Ross Lynch fans out there, and deservingly so. I mean, anytime you can create hits like Steal Your Heart and Be Here Without You from Ross Lynch, which was the theme song of Austin&Ally, I mean, unprecedented success pretty much is guaranteed. I mean, Ross Lynch knew he was a success before he was ever described by Disney, and I think that Disney just realized instantly Ross Lynch had this unbelievable talent and this unbelievable energy, and that's why they used him to their fullest potential and really took advantage of the opportunities Ross Lynch and Laura Morano gave them. We saw so many collaborations, so many opportunities to create. Sometimes they would take advantage of them. More times they would stay away from doing it. Again, going back to how I think that a lot of Disney shows stayed away from trying to create storylines when they shouldn't have done that, because I really think that creating storylines is one of the most important things that a show can do, especially when fans of shows find it really hard to understand what the concepts are of some of these shows. And I think storylines really helps you get into and really understand the show better for what it's worth.